So we need to find the two sides that both have numbers. So this is x and 3, so we can't use that. These aren't labeled, but this has 18 and 4. So A, B, C, D, E, that's this one. So we're going to put 4 on top and then 18 on the bottom. And then remember to use your calculator. So 4 divided by 18. Again, it's a decimal, so we do math, frac, enter, and we get 2/9. So our scale factor is 2/9. And again, that means that A, B, C, D, E is 2/9, meaning that it's smaller, the size of our STUV. So now I want you guys to go through and see if you can solve for x and y using the ratios and proportions that we already know how to set up. And then the same thing for number 7. We should know that we have to prove the angles are congruent, which on all of our pictures has already been done. So on this one, you're going to have to try to see if you can figure it out. I will tell you that the total inside of a 4-sided figure should be 360 degrees. Okay, but since they already told you they were similar, you should know that A and E go together, so you would know what this one is. So, and then if this is 100, you should know what this one is. So the only ones you've got to find are D and H. And then from there, if you need help, remember you can label these X, Y, and Z if it helps. In fact, we can do that. I want you to find X, which is AB. And then we'll label this one Y, so this is Y. And then this one would be Z, so this is Z. So see if you guys can find those. So now flip to the back, because this is something completely different. It says if the lengths of the sides of a triangle are in ratio of 3 to 5 to 7, and the perimeter is 120 centimeters, find the length of the shortest side of a triangle. So we don't know what the triangle is. The idea is that we have some triangle that its perimeter, meaning the distance around, is 3 to 5 to 7. So that means I could multiply this by any scale factor. So I'm multiplying it by some number, x, and whenever I get that, it could be 120. So let's say I multiplied it by 2. So here's the idea. I take this and I multiply it by a scale factor of 2. Well, 3 times 2 would give me 6. 5 times 2 would give me 10. And 2 times 7 would give me 14. Well, if I add that up, do I get to 120? Well, let's hope not, because those are not very big numbers. I get all the way up to 30. So that's not quite going to work. Now I could keep going, okay? The idea now, I could go ahead and try multiplying it by 3. So then this would be 9. 5 times 3 would be 15. And 7 times 3 would be 21. So now if I add those up, 9 plus 15 plus 21, I get 45. So I'm not quite there. But instead of continuing with this pattern and just trying to find what the scale factor is that gives me 20, if you notice, all I'm doing is multiplying 3 times x, 5 times x, and 7 times x, and then I'm adding them up. So the idea is that if I take 3 times x, and I add it to 5 times x, and then I add that to 7 times x, I'm wanting my total to come out to be 120. So now if I combine like terms, 3 plus 5 plus 7 would be 15x. And then my last step would be to divide. That gives me a scale factor of 8, meaning that if I multiply each one of these sides of the triangle by 8, I should get my triangle that is 120. So let's redraw and now make a scale factor of 8. So 3 times 8 would be 24. 5 times 8 would be 40, and 8 times 7 would be 56. So we can double check and make sure 24 plus 40 plus 56 does give me 120. So my perimeter is 120. And then it says, find the length of the shortest side. So which one is the shortest? 24, 40, or 56? Well, the answer there would be 24. So we would say 24 is the shortest side. So let's look at the bottom. The idea is the same, but the question is a little bit different, so I'm going to help you get it set up. It says the measures of the angles of a triangle. Well, automatically we're talking about the angles of a triangle, so we know this should be 180 degrees. And it says they are in ratio of 1 to 2 to 3. So now, instead of being the outside and talking about perimeter, we're saying here's angle 1, here's angle 2, here's angle 3. And we need to find what we would need to multiply this triangle by in order to get 180. So again, let's say that we do it times 10. We would get 10 plus 20 plus 30. Well, 10 plus 20 plus 30 is only 60 degrees. And we want 180. So again, we're going to do it that same way. We need to do 1 times x plus 2 times x plus 3 times x, but we need it to add up to be 180 degrees. So now this time you solve for x and do your actual triangle, and then you tell me what is the measure of the largest angle.